Good morning, students. So today we'll begin with a new chapter, classes and object. This is from the same unit 1, chapter 4. This is after object-oriented programming. Okay. So in the previous video, if you have watched the video, I do hope that you are watching the videos that I've uploaded in YouTube, all the 3 videos. Okay. If you have not watched, do watch. Okay, so you'll learn more from there, and also from the uh, YouTube link that I have uploaded. Okay, so first you watch my videos, after that you can watch the YouTube links for more understanding. Okay, so for pictorial diagrams like that. Now in the previous video, okay, I have explained about classes and objects in brief. So all the concepts of object oriented programming, the features will explain define there in brief. So at least by now you must be knowing a bit about classes and object. Okay, so be sincere on this unit. Okay, and concentrate on these classes and object, because this, if you understand these classes and object very nicely, okay, the rest of the chapters, inheritance, okay, constructors, destructors, pointers, will become a bit easier for you. Okay, now don't think that when you see the programs, okay, when you see all these programs, it looks complex. No, it's not complex. Okay, with hard work, okay, if you're sincere, it becomes easier. The key word is, okay, you need to practice, keep on practicing the programs. Okay, see, regarding this chapter, if you go through all these topics details, okay, it's written in very simple English words, you can easily understand. The problem is, okay, you can understand, but if you don't keep in touch with this, you'll tend to forget. It's the small things that that is that will help, that will make you forget. Okay, so keep that in mind. So so we'll start with classes and objects. Okay, so what is class? Okay, so classes are collection of data related to a single object type. Now collection of data means what? Classes are collection of data related to a single object type. So collection of data, okay, means members, which is further divided into two types, that is data members and member functions. Okay, that is in the next page, I'll explain. Okay, so with classes you can include informations related to the real world objects. Okay, like I said, a class is logical representation of data and an object is practical representation of data. Okay, so a class is your theoretical concept, object makes the theoretical concept come alive. Okay, so what you think in class, okay, the logical, in terms of logical representation, object is your physical implementation. Okay, keep that in mind. Now if you move on to the next page, okay, now keep in mind that, okay, the video that is being uploaded, it will be compressed, and then further when it is uploaded in YouTube, okay, the video resolution quality will further degrade. Okay, so keep your textbook ready with you. Okay, and as you listen to my video and explanation, okay, you look at the textbook, that way you can catch up more faster. Okay, so it will be very easy for you to understand that way, line by line. Now a class includes members. A member can be either, okay, known as data members or a function known as member function. So data members can be of any type, including C++ defined types such as int or double or user defined types, okay, including other classes. Member functions manipulates the data members, creates and destroy class variables, and even redefine C++ operators that acts on the class objects. Okay, so yesterday I told in the previous video I explained to you that class originated from the structure concept, right? So if you see what is the difference between classes and structure, okay, here the fundamental difference being that by default classes have private members. Okay, so class have private data members, or in terms private member functions, whereas structures have public members. So by default the members of a structure are public. Okay, there is no such thing as private in structure. So that is the major difference between classes and structure, a class and structure. Okay, now since the convention calls for the public members of a class to appear first, the keyword private is needed to switch back from public members to the default private situation. Okay, now in the not part it's written here. Okay, class is a representation of some entity with a collection of data and operations necessary for the manipulation of data. Okay, structures and classes are known as user-defined data types. Okay, I have already told you, right? It's a user-defined data type. So now what is so next point is class declaration. How do you declare a class? Okay, so all members of a structures are public by default, right? Okay, now a simple class is declared in C++ in the same way as a struct, except that it also contains function declarations. Now this function declaration is also not there in structure. So two things were not there in structure, that is the members were public by default and member functions was missing in structure. Okay, so this was added in the class. Okay, and struct was renamed to class. However, yes, we use structured programming. Okay, however, the more advanced version class features were implemented. Okay, now so except that it also contains function declaration and uses the class keyword in place of struct. Okay, so such functions may either be declared in full or as a prototype. I hope you know what is prototype. I've explained to you in class 11 function prototypes. Okay, prototype blueprints. Okay, so it is normal declaration, right? It is normal to give prototypes in the class declaration and to provide their implementations separately. Okay, what does it mean? So a function, okay, in a normal function program, okay, when you how do you use a function? You declare it, right? You declare it first. That is function prototype. Before starting the program, uh, after the header file, you write the function prototype. That means function declaration, right? So that way the functions can be called, the functions can be defined, right? The functions are identified, the return type, the function name, parameter type, parameter name. So similarly, okay, normal to only give a prototype to in the class declaration and to provide the implementations separately. That means you are talking about the members of the class. Okay, defining the members. Now class is a C++ keyword, so it is this class, this is a keyword. Okay, keyword reserved words, so in no way you can change this word class to class to glass. Okay, that will result in error during compilation. Okay, so and all the normal keywords restrictions apply. So whatever is applied in a keyword, same is with this word class. Okay, one way of thinking about a C++ class is to note that they resemble structure, which we have already I've already explained. To simply use the keyword class instead of struct, and the members of the structure becomes private by default. Okay, everything else is exactly the same with the structure. The format of the class declaration. So this is how a class is declared. Yes, last class also we have seen the format, right? class name. This class name is a user defined data type. Okay, suppose class student, right, or class employee. Okay, so the class name is a user defined data type, and within this opening and curly brackets, okay, there it will be ended by a semicolon. Okay, so this is a private, public, protected. So this is what is called as access specifier. Access specifier is in the following pages. I'll explain when it come there. Okay, now using this access specifier, okay, when you make it private, okay, the data members and the member functions, okay, so only the member function can access the data members. Okay, so this is what is missing in what was missing in struct. Okay, so public means the data members, the member functions are accessible by the object or uh, uh, by other classes, also subclasses, okay, in the same program. Okay, so a C++ program can have multiple classes. Okay, so protected, okay, protected is another access specifier. It acts like private access specifier. However, this is used with mostly inheritance. Okay, so now uh, a class declaration looks A class declaration looks similar to a structured declaration, except that it has both functions and data as members, and instead of just data. Okay, so now what does this do? Okay, it declares the following. Okay, the contents of each instance of class name, the data member, and member functions. Okay, the members are of private, protected, or public specifier. So always remember that in a class declaration, it will be always in this format: class, the class name, which is compulsory. Okay, within this, the body of the class, that means the data members and then the member functions, it will be there. Okay, now what are these data members and member functions? It's coming. Okay, but just keep in mind that these data members and member functions, okay, uh, they identify the object. Okay, the state, behavior, and identity of an object, which we have seen in the previous chapter. What comprise an object, right? The characteristics of an object, the state, behavior, and identity. What are those? Okay, I'll explain the following pages. Now just keep in mind that if you see this, okay, a class, member functions, data members. A class encapsulates data and functions. So yesterday we discussed about encapsulation also, right? So now if you see the class declaration, okay, it's getting blurry.